This is a blessed day. I say it slowly, gently, with deep meaning, not because everything is already perfect, not because all the answers have arrived, but because I woke up. I am here. I get to begin again. I get to breathe into this body and love it one more time. I get to look into the mirror and whisper words of kindness to the person staring back at me. I get to trust that life, as imperfect, unpredictable, and mysterious as it may be, is still somehow unfolding in my favor. And for that, I call this day blessed. Not because I earned it, not because I forced it, but because I choose to recognize the miracle that it already is. You know, the first few moments of the day are some of the most powerful. They carry an energy that echoes through every hour that follows. That's why I often ask myself a few simple questions in the morning. When I rise and stretch and make my way to the mirror, I pause. I ask, what will I speak into this day? What will I bring into the world from the inside out? Will I rush, or will I honor this life as sacred? And when I whisper answers like love, peace, ease, or presence, I feel the entire tone of the day shift. It becomes softer, gentler, more aligned with the truth I want to live. Let me ask you something. When you look into the mirror first thing in the morning, what do you say to yourself? Are the first words harsh or hurried? Are you already thinking of everything you must do, everything that's not enough, everything that didn't go right yesterday? Or do you meet your reflection with kindness, with hope, with reverence for the soul inside that body who's still trying, still growing, still loving? I've found that the way we speak to ourselves in the first hour of the day becomes the atmosphere we live in for the rest of the day. That's why I now choose to begin with softness, with sacredness, with stillness. I used to think I had to leap into the world the moment I woke up, check my phone, answer the calls, scroll through other people's thoughts before I had even finished forming my own. And then I wondered why I felt behind before the day had even started. But now I know better. I start slow. I touch my pillow and thank it. I place my hand over my chest and thank this beating heart. I stand up gently, giving thanks for the floor beneath me, the roof above me, the breath within me. This is not just some fluffy morning routine. This is soul alignment. This is nervous system regulation. This is energy creation. I no longer start the day being pulled by urgency. I start the day being guided by peace. Even if I only have 10 minutes, those 10 minutes belong to me. I don't owe them to the internet. I don't owe them to the deadlines or expectations waiting in my inbox. I owe them to my soul. I light a candle. I breathe in deeply. I let the light of a new day touch my face and say, I am safe here. I am allowed to begin again. And with each quiet ritual, whether it's making tea mindfully or sitting by the window for just a moment, I affirm to life, I am available for peace today. You see, I believe that every morning is a blessing, not because I expect the day to be free of challenges, but because I remember that I have been given another opportunity to live intentionally, to love fully, to forgive swiftly, to let go kindly. I don't need everything in my life to be perfectly in order before I can bless this moment. The blessing is in the breath. The blessing is in the awareness. The blessing is in the choice to approach today with presence. And when I start the day with that level of inner presence, everything else begins to follow. Some people will tell you that you need a perfect 2-hour routine to be successful, that you have to wake up at 4:30 a.m., meditate, journal, run 10 miles, drink a green juice, and read a book before breakfast. If that works for you, beautiful. But for most of us, that's just another set of standards to chase, another performance to perfect. I've learned to release those comparisons. I no longer chase the perfect morning. I create a meaningful one for me, even if it's just 5 minutes, even if it's just a breath, even if it's just one loving sentence whispered into my heart before I get out of bed. That's enough. I am enough. I've also learned that I get to decide what kind of energy leads my day. The world will try to rush me. The phone will buzz. The schedule will press. But I don't have to surrender my peace. I don't have to let the external noise determine my internal state. I can wake up and say, "This is my morning. I choose how I meet it." That power, that choice is sacred, and it is always available to you. When I step out of bed now, I step into a blessing, not because life is perfect, but because I am choosing to honor it as sacred. That is my freedom. That is my power. That is my prayer. I'm not waiting for every circumstance to align before I feel peace. I create it. Right here, right now, with my presence, with my breath, with my willingness to say, "This is a blessed day." I create a wonderful new day and a wonderful new future. All is well in my soul. Say them with me now, if you like, and say them again when you stand in front of the mirror next time. Let these words be the soil into which your day grows. Let's continue speaking about trust, because trust is not something you force yourself to feel. It is something you relax into. I want to begin this part very gently, because trusting today completely does not mean pretending that nothing worries you, and it does not mean denying that you have responsibilities, questions, or uncertainties. Trusting today completely means you stop gripping life so tightly. It means you soften your hands around the steering wheel of your day and allow life to meet you halfway. I have learned that the moments when I feel the most tension in my body are usually the moments when I am trying to control something that is not meant to be controlled. And when I notice that tightness in my shoulders, my jaw, my breath, I pause and ask myself with kindness, what am I trying to force right now? What am I afraid will happen if I let go? Very often, the answer surprises me, because beneath the need to control is not strength, but fear. And fear is simply love asking to be remembered. You see, control feels active, but trust is actually more powerful. Control says, "I must hold everything together or it will fall apart." Trust says, "Life knows how to support me, even when I don't see the whole picture yet." When I trust, my nervous system relaxes. My breath deepens. My mind stops racing ahead into imagined problems that do not exist yet. I remind myself that I do not need to know every step in advance. I only need to be present for this step, this breath, this conversation, this choice. Life has never asked me to solve my entire future in one day. It only asks me to show up honestly to the moment in front of me. There was a time when I believed that being responsible meant constantly worrying. I thought that if I relaxed, something bad would happen. I thought vigilance was the same as wisdom, but over time, life taught me something much gentler. I discovered that tension does not create better outcomes. It only exhausts the heart. Trust, on the other hand, creates space. And in that space, solutions appear. Help arrives. Ideas flow. People show up at just the right time. When I trust, I cooperate with life instead of fighting it. I allow the universe to do its part while I do mine. Trust does not mean passivity. It does not mean you stop taking action or making decisions. Trust means you take action without panic. You move forward without self-punishment. You allow things to unfold without constantly asking, is this right? Am I doing enough? What if I fail? Trust replaces those questions with a softer inner dialogue. I am guided. I am supported. I am allowed to learn as I go. When I live from that place, even mistakes feel kinder. They become information instead of proof of inadequacy. They become redirection instead of rejection. Whenever I feel overwhelmed, I bring myself back to one simple truth. Life has brought me this far. I did not micromanage every moment of my past, and yet here I am. I have survived heartbreak, confusion, uncertainty, and change. I have navigated seasons I once thought I would never get through. That tells me something important. There is an intelligence moving through my life that is greater than my anxious thoughts. And when I remember that, I can rest. I can breathe. I can trust today completely, even if tomorrow is still a mystery. Trust feels like allowing your shoulders to drop. It feels like unclenching your stomach. It feels like saying, I don't have to figure this out right now. It feels like giving yourself permission to be human. The universe does not require perfection from you. It responds to openness. And openness begins with willingness. Willingness to let life surprise you. Willingness to receive support instead of proving self-sufficiency. Willingness to believe that things can work out without constant effort and strain. There is a profound peace that comes when you stop arguing with the present moment. When you stop saying, this shouldn't be happening, or I should already be somewhere else. Trust says, this is where I am, and I am willing to meet it with love. From that place, healing happens more easily. Decisions become clearer. Relationships soften. Even time feels more spacious. Trust is not something you achieve. It is something you remember. So today, I invite you to practice trust in very small, practical ways. Trust your breath to come in and go out without your supervision. Trust your body to digest, to heal, to rest when it needs to. Trust that the right words will come when you need them. Trust that you do not need to rehearse every possible outcome to be safe. Each time you feel tension arise, gently remind yourself, this is my cue to relax, not to tighten. Trust is relaxation aligned with wisdom. Now, I want you to place a hand on your heart for a moment, if that feels comfortable. Feel the warmth there. Feel the steadiness of your body holding you, and allow these affirmations to settle into you, not as demands, but as invitations. Say them slowly, softly, letting each word land where it needs to land. I trust life completely. Again, with feeling, I trust life completely. Let that trust ripple through your chest, your shoulders, your breath. Then say, everything is unfolding perfectly for me, not perfectly by human standards, but perfectly for your growth, your healing, your becoming. And finally, let this one wrap around you like a blanket. I am always guided, protected, and loved. You don't have to earn that. You don't have to prove it. It is already true. As you move through today, keep coming back to this inner posture of trust, not as an idea, but as a felt experience. When something feels uncertain, soften instead of tightening. When you don't have answers, breathe instead of rushing. Trust does not remove challenges, but it changes how you meet them. And when you trust today completely, you allow life to work with you gently, intelligently, and lovingly, exactly as it is meant to. Let me ask you something gently, my dear. Have you ever looked at your life and wondered if you were behind? If you were supposed to be somewhere else by now? If some invisible clock is ticking and somehow you're late, you're not alone. So many of us carry this subtle anxiety that we're not where we're supposed to be, that if we had made a different choice, moved faster, said yes sooner, said no sooner, we would be further along, happier, richer, more settled, more fulfilled. But I want to tell you something that might soothe your soul. There is no behind when you're living in divine time. You are not late. You are not off track. Life is not punishing you. Even the detours were part of the journey. You see, life does not operate according to the mechanical schedule of the world. It operates according to divine rhythm. And divine rhythm is not rushed. It is not linear. It is not based on comparison. Divine rhythm speaks a language of seasons, of preparation, of synchronicity, and of sacred unfolding. What looks like a delay from your perspective may actually be a redirection from the universe. What feels like being stuck may actually be a moment of deep internal construction. Roots take time before branches can grow. Rest periods are not wasted time. They are healing time. Nothing is random. Nothing is meaningless. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Sometimes we don't realize the power of divine timing until much later. We say things like, if I hadn't missed that train, I wouldn't have met her. Or, if that job hadn't rejected me, I wouldn't have started my dream. What felt like a loss in the moment became the very thing that set us free. So, let's go even deeper with this idea. What if every moment, even the ones that confuse you, is secretly working for you? What if that moment you were delayed was the exact moment the universe was rearranging things in your favor? What if that conversation, that cancellation, that quiet nudge in your spirit, what if it was all on time? I remember one day I was supposed to be somewhere by 10 a.m. I had everything planned, everything organized, and then traffic came out of nowhere. I felt my stomach tighten, my breath get shallow. The old thoughts came in. You're going to be late. You're messing this up. You should have left earlier. But then I caught myself. I placed my hand gently on my heart and whispered, I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And I said it again, softer. I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And once more, like a lullaby, I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And do you know what happened? My whole body relaxed. The anxiety melted. And when I arrived, it turned out they had delayed the meeting by 30 minutes, just enough time for me to walk in with peace. The truth is, life is not linear. Life is not a racetrack. It's not a checklist. It's not a fixed ladder. Life is a living garden full of seasons, sacred pauses, invisible roots, and unexpected blooms. You are not a machine that needs to perform. You are a soul that is learning, healing, becoming. And souls don't move according to clocks. They move according to spirit. So every time you feel the urge to panic because you think you're behind, I want you to breathe in a new truth. Life always places me where I need to be. Let that affirmation become your compass. Let's talk about synchronicity, those divine coincidences that seem small but are never accidental. A phone call at just the right time. A stranger who says exactly what you needed to hear. A book that falls off the shelf with the perfect message. A delay that prevents a bigger problem. These are the signs that you are being guided, that the universe is orchestrating things behind the scenes, that you are not alone in your timing. You are being divinely supported. You are walking in rhythm, even when your mind doesn't understand the steps. When you say, I am in the right place, at the right time, you're not just calming your anxiety. You're aligning your energy with truth. You're stepping into spiritual trust. You're letting go of the illusion of control and choosing to believe in a universe that knows more than your worries do. You are releasing resistance, and that release is what opens the flow. Resistance sounds like, this shouldn't be happening. I should be further. I missed my chance. But healing begins when you say, even this has a purpose. When you whisper, I don't see the gift yet, but I trust it's coming. And when you learn to flow with life instead of against it, everything feels lighter. Your nervous system calms down. Your breath softens. Your heart becomes a place of peace. Let me remind you, sweet soul, there are no accidents in a universe governed by love. If you are somewhere right now, it's not a mistake. If something is unfolding slowly, it's not a punishment. If you're in a pause, it's not a failure, it's a setup for something deeper. A flower doesn't bloom by force, the moon doesn't rush its phases, and your soul doesn't need to panic its way to growth. You are unfolding right on time. So today, I invite you to treat every moment as sacred, even the small ones, especially the small ones. The way the light hits your window, the smile from the cashier, the quiet moment in traffic when you get to be with your own breath. These are not just filler moments, they are divine appointments. Even boredom can be a sacred reset. Even silence can be a holy whisper. Even confusion can be a birthing place for new wisdom. Nothing is wasted. Every moment is a message, a mirror, or a movement forward. So when you feel lost today, repeat after me. I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Again, with your hand on your heart. I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Let that truth sink into your bones. Let it guide your choices. Let it bring ease to your mind. And as a gentle practice, whenever you feel anxious, I want you to stop, take a breath, and whisper this to yourself. Life always places me where I need to be. Say it again. Life always places me where I need to be. And one more time, slowly. Life always places me where I need to be. You don't need to rush. You don't need to push. You don't need to figure everything out today. Just trust this step. Just breathe into this moment. You are not late. You are not missing anything. You are walking your sacred path. You are safe. You are loved. You are guided. And you, my dear, are right on time. Shall we say it together one more time before we move forward? I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Yes, you are, and so it is. Have you ever noticed how the surface of life can feel stormy, unpredictable, even overwhelming at times? And yet, somewhere deep within you, there is a place that remains untouched? That place is not imaginary. It's real. It's sacred. It's the quiet center of your soul, the part of you that doesn't panic, doesn't overreact, doesn't run, but simply knows. It knows that everything is unfolding for your highest good. It knows that no matter what the mind says, all is well in your soul. This is the truth I return to when the world feels loud. And I want to gently invite you back there with me, not through effort, not through perfection, but through breath, softness, and trust. When the world outside starts to feel too much, when someone's words sting, when the plan doesn't go as you hoped, I want you to try this simple practice. You don't need a quiet room or perfect surroundings. You just need this moment. Place your hand gently over your heart. Close your eyes, if you feel safe to, and breathe. Not forcefully, just softly, as if you were rocking yourself back into peace. And then whisper slowly, all is well. Say it again, and this time speak to the part of you that needs comfort. All is well. One more time, for the inner child who still believes peace is only possible when everything outside is okay. All is well. Now just sit with that. Peace is not something we chase. It is something we remember. We don't create peace by fixing every problem or pleasing everyone. We create peace by reconnecting with the still, sacred space beneath the waves. Imagine the ocean. On the surface, there are tides, wind, currents, waves, crashing all the noise and motion of life. But go deeper, and what do you find? Stillness, silence, depth. That's your soul. The chaos may be on the surface, but deep within you In the quiet waters of your being, there is a calm that never leaves. That's where your true self lives. Not in fear, not in reaction, not in outer appearances, but in that holy place of peace, trust, and inner knowing. And when I say all is well in my soul, I am not denying the storm. I am simply refusing to live in it. I am choosing to anchor myself in love instead of fear. I am choosing to come back to the center again and again and again. That's what healing is. Not avoiding conflict or discomfort, but remembering who I am in the middle of it. You can do this too. You already know how your soul has never forgotten. You just need to breathe, notice, and return. Let's make it practical. Next time something upsets you, a sharp comment, a delayed email, a surge of anxiety, try the 5-step soul reset I use every day. Name the feeling. Don't judge it. Just name it. Accept it. Let it be there without fighting it. Breathe. A slow inhale, a slower exhale. Affirm. Say softly, all is well. I am safe. Feel the shift, even if it's just a tiny bit more space. That's healing. You don't have to wait for a perfect life to feel peace. You don't need all the answers before you can rest. You just need to trust the moment you're in, because your soul is not in danger. It is eternal. It is grounded. It is wise. You are not your thoughts. You are not your schedule. You are not what others think of you. You are the calm center of your own sacred ocean. And every time you return to that center, the world softens around you. So I want you to say this with me now, not just with your voice, but with your spirit. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe in, breathe out, and affirm gently, all is well in my world. Again, slower this time. All is well in my world. One more time, and feel it echo. All is well in my world. Yes. Let that truth rise up from your soul like light through water. And even if you forget later, that's okay. Peace is always here, waiting. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to fix yourself to feel it. Just return. Whenever you're ready, return. It's safe now. You're doing beautifully. And you can say it any time today when you need to feel grounded again. Beneath all chaos, I am calm and peaceful. I return to the center of love within me. All is well in my soul. And gratitude. Gratitude is not something reserved for big, obvious blessings. It's a way of interacting with life itself. When you brush your hair this morning, can you whisper a thank you to your hands, to your scalp, to the strands that have traveled with you through so many seasons? When you rinse your face, can you feel the water as a gift, cool, cleansing, alive? When you prepare your food, stir your coffee, open the window to let in fresh air, can you notice the miracle hidden in these everyday moments? This is what I call living gratitude. Not thinking about it, but becoming it. Let your body be the prayer. Let your breath be the offering. You don't need perfect words, just a gentle awareness. Thank you, life, for this breath. Thank you, life, for this body. Thank you, life, for this moment. And as you move through today, see how many small things you can bless in silence. the smile from a stranger, the warmth of a cup in your hands, the light filtering through leaves. The ordinary is not ordinary when your heart is open. The simple becomes sacred. Even challenges can be softened by gratitude. When something inconvenient happens, try whispering, "Thank you," not because it's perfect, but because it's part of your becoming. Gratitude doesn't deny what hurts. It simply widens your vision to include what also supports you, what still loves you, what quietly sustains you beneath the surface of it all. The sun rising again, your heart still beating, your courage to show up one more time. So as you move into this morning, let your whole day be a living thank you, not just with words, but with presence. Not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. That's the kind of gratitude that transforms a life. Thank you, life, for this breath, this body, this moment. I am grateful for the simplest gifts. My day is filled with blessings, seen and unseen, and so it is. Have a beautiful, grateful morning.